Before starting, I'd like to apologize for the audio quality. I am very broke and can't afford a new microphone. I know that it's really bad and I'm sorry for that. I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. When the announcement came out for Skyward Sword HD earlier this year, I experienced something close to a traumatic response. I had played Skyward Sword when it first released, and I hated it back then. Like, I seriously hated it so much that I tried to completely forget that it even existed. And seeing the announcement brought it all back and triggered a barrage of overwhelming negative emotions. But I played it 10 years ago now, when I was much more immature and overly reactive as a person, so how much of my original reaction was overblown? There was so much hype for Skyward Sword during its release, and with so many rave reviews from critics, it was almost impossible not to be disappointed. And I honestly couldn't even remember most of the game's details, since it had been so long. With discussions about Skyward Sword inevitably about to explode online, I didn't want to go into the next few months being overly negative based on a 10-year-old first impression. So I decided that I wanted to replay Skyward Sword before the remake came out, so I could have plenty of time to organize my thoughts, and so that I could really give the game a fair shot and hopefully appreciate it for what it is, now that the dust has settled and I know what to expect. I decided to live stream most of my playthrough on Twitch, so I could chat about my past experiences and compare it to how I'm feeling now. And truth be told, it was the single worst streaming experience I have ever had. I ended 4 different play sessions completely miserable, and at the end of my last session, I actually quit partway through because I just could not keep going, and I couldn't stop myself from uncontrollably ranting about how horribly frustrated I was with the entire experience. I tried to finish the game off stream for the sake of posterity, and I did manage to get close to the end, but I just could not get through it, and I gave up entirely. Even with so much distance and perspective from my first playthrough, I still had the same extreme negative reaction to it. It's very rare for me to have such a volatile reaction to a game, and I wanted to really dissect Skyward Sword and my own reaction to try and understand why. Originally, I was going to make a simple video review, but the more that I wrote on it, the more I realized I had to say. I went from writing 2 pages to writing 20 and counting, and there's still more that I haven't even touched on yet. This simple review has turned into a massive deep dive, and I figured I've come this far, so I may as well go through with it. I'm not a video essayist or a game critic or even a YouTuber. I've never done anything like this before, and I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. And trust me, it is a lot harder than it looks. Between drafting, editing, and finalizing the script, recording and re-recording the audio, and editing everything together, I'm in way over my head, and I won't be able to finish this anytime soon, let alone even attempt any form of video editing on top of it. Skyward Sword HD is coming out any day now, and I haven't even finished putting all my thoughts on paper yet. So my plan is to upload each part of my deep dive individually as I finish them, with each part being around 15 to 20 minutes long, and then once I've completed everything, I'll combine it into one long-form recording. I'm only going to be doing audio because it's already so much work and I don't want to burn myself out. This isn't my job, it's just something I'm doing in my spare time. I also have no plans of getting Skyward Sword HD. Everything I say here is going to be about the original Wii release. I know this will make it outdated in just a few days, but I will touch on any changes between the 2 versions that I'm aware of. I also want to make a couple important points clear so there's no confusion about my intentions here. First off, I'm not going to be mindlessly bashing this game. This deep dive will be very critical, but my goal here is not to angrily rant about how much I hate Skyward Sword, because I already did that in a live stream. This is more a chance for me to process my own extreme feelings about the game, and part of that is being honest and grounded about the experience. There are good things about Skyward Sword, and I will be recognizing and highlighting those positives. Secondly, if you enjoy Skyward Sword, or even if it's one of your favorite games, that is totally okay in my book. Everyone has different opinions on what they like or don't like about games and why, and I completely respect that. I also fully admit you can love a game despite or even because of its flaws. I absolutely adore Wind Waker. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but I'll be the first to admit it has plenty of flaws, and I love it partly because of them. I'm also not out to discourage you from getting Skyward Sword HD. Let's be honest, it's a Zelda game. Everyone is going to buy it, and nothing I could possibly say can really change that. I do want to give a quick PSA. If you're listening to this before Skyward Sword HD comes out, and you're new to the Zelda series with Breath of the Wild, do not expect the game to be even remotely similar. Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild are almost polar opposite game experiences. You may end up loving it, but it's definitely better to go in knowing what to expect. With all that groundwork laid out, I think we're ready to start with my pre-HD Skyward Sword deep dive. There will be a playlist in the description that I'll update as I finish each part, but the next part should already be up. We'll be starting where every Skyward Sword discussion inevitably starts, with the motion controls. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you there!